Karen and I'm back in the kitchen. Feels like ages since I was in here, but I'm sure it was only last week. Anyway, today I'm doing fajitas and I'm just going to show you a couple of things that I'm using. Chicken breast. I don't need to show you the chicken breast, I'm sure. You can either use green peppers, red peppers, or a mix of both if you like. And I am going to use a scraping of this. This is soured cream topping by Old El Paso. I use probably about a tablespoon, so that is 25 calories. And I just spread this across the tortilla that I'm going to show you. So rather than, you know, squirting it on top, that makes all the difference, and it still gives you that stickiness to hold the fillings in. But I'm using corn tortillas. Corn tortillas are lower GI and lower calories, so they're much better than having the white flour tortillas, or I think they're about as good as having the wholemeal tortillas, but these ones are smaller. And like I said, less calories, so this is the size of them. And I might actually use these later in the week and have a bacon sandwich that I do, which I'll probably show you guys anyway. But these are 124 calories each. So I will use that, put a little bit of sour cream on, put some grated cheddar. Normally I like to get the lighter, mature grated cheddar because it's then got more flavour and you don't have to use as much, but they didn't have any, so Kev just got this one for me. So I'll use a little bit of that, and then the chicken and the peppers, and then one of these sachets. This is the Old El Paso Fajita mix. I don't do my own mix, I just use one of these. This is the roasted tomato and pepper one. I normally do have that one, but it's actually not very tomatoey, believe it or not, because I don't really like things too tomatoey. But I'm going to try this one. It's the smoky barbecue flavour, and I only use a tiny amount of this because I don't like things really spicy, but you can use obviously as much as you like. So if you'd like to see how to cook this, then come with me. Okay, so I've preheated a little bit of sesame oil. I like to use sesame oil just because I think it's got a lovely flavour. It doesn't necessarily go with Mexican, so you can use olive oil or whatever you like. I've only used 2 teaspoons. So this is my chicken and my peppers. I'm just going to put the chicken in first and kind of brown that before I add in that powder. So I've got my wooden spoon. So brown the chicken. While that chicken is browning, sorry, I'll just lean across to give it a little stir there, I will spread on my sour cream onto my corn tortilla. I can now tell about how much is a tablespoon. That's not even a tablespoon, I don't think. Okay, then on top of my tortilla, I'm just going to put some grated cheese. And I have weighed out about 30 grams. Well, I haven't weighed it out today, but I know about how much, I know how much 30 grams looks like nowadays. So it's about like that. I'm just going to put a kitchen roll in here and just press it down onto the bottom and kind of on top of the chicken. I just want to take some of the fat away because there's a little bit too much oil in there for my liking, and I don't need that much. Okay, then I am going to add in my green peppers. And I'm just going to throw in the green peppers there, and I'm also going to just shake some of that powder in to give it the fajita taste. Strangely, this one smells more tomatoey, but it's not red, so it doesn't look too tomatoey, but it does taste tomatoey. That's just me saying that I've been on for 5 minutes, so I'm going to put this on for another 5. So I'm going to cook this for about 5 more minutes. It's already been on for 5 minutes before putting in the peppers and the spices. I'm going to cook this for another 5 minutes on a medium heat just to make sure the chicken is cooked through, and that means the green peppers will still have a little bit of crunch to them. Okay, this is the end result. Doesn't it look delicious? I cannot wait to get stuck into this. It's actually going to be quite hard to roll that up into a traditional fajita, so I'm probably just going to eat it with a knife and fork, to be honest. So I hope you enjoyed that. It was about time I did something with chicken, really, wasn't it? I don't normally have this for lunch. In fact, I have never had this for lunch before where I've cooked it at home. It's something we normally have for dinner, and I don't always even have it with corn tortillas. This works out about 400 to 450 calories, but it's extremely filling. This is a huge lunch for me, and I'm just going to have beans on toast for tea, so I don't mind having a big lunch. But another way of doing it is to use lettuce leaves. You know how I did with the lettuce wrap with the turkey, etc. Use lettuce leaves and just have the fajita mix and cheese in the lettuce leaf. And in fact, the way I normally have it is I don't even use chicken. Kevin, Kev, bless him, is really good at cooking things for me because of the different calories or just because I prefer them, and he will have one frying pan and use Quorn in exactly the same way as I cook that, and another he'll cook chicken for himself, and then we normally have it twice, so you can get 2 chicken breasts and a thing of Quorn, and then we have half and half. And I would have Quorn in a lettuce leaf and still have the cheese. I wouldn't even bother with the sour cream, and instead of sour cream you could have guacamole, by the way, which is a little bit less calorific. But the great thing about that is there is like no calories in it. It's about 250 calories, so it's a low calorie lunch and a super low calorie dinner and a really low carb way of doing it as well. This is still low carb because you're just using 1 tortilla and it's a corn tortilla, so it's a lot less calories, but there are ways that you can make it even healthier and even lower carb and calories. So it's up to you. Let me know if you try this, let me know if you enjoy it, and I will speak to you again soon.